Welcome in, YouTube, to another episode of Diablo 4. I think we're going to do our first capstone dungeon. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that sub button. It really does help us out, and it does mean a lot. So let's go. I mean, there's a dungeon right next to this, I think, so... Oh, man. Oh, I should have gone to the healer. Shite. There one? Yeah, there's one right there. Alright, so let's do this real quick to get our 5 pots back. I mean, we'll probably would have collected a few, but I don't want to take any chances, you know? We're pretty close to the end. There we go. Thank you. So we put the things in things. I think we're pretty good. Still not really convinced on, like... Let's go there. Like, which piece of,
A path of scales.
Oh.
This is what I saw in the reflections. We're close.
Which piece of the jewelry I should put into what at this point?
I can save you from this, Mother. I promise.
Oh god, I knew it. I knew it. I knew that's what she was after. We go this way. I don't blame her. But at the same time, you know, it's gonna make my life more difficult.
You're going to leave me, aren't you? You'll find a place where I can be taken care of.
Heraldic Vault. Okay, so I guess it's not a dungeon, but...
Not what I expected. But let's not give up hope. I thought you'd know me better by now. I am my mother's daughter. Where there's a lead, there's a way. And I'll follow it to the end.
Okay, meet with Laura back at Firebridge Manor. I gotta leave first, okay. Again, this game has been really good. I apologize again for the OBS issue. It was a pretty clean run, Hopefully that I don't jinx it. I think I did though, to be honest. We're going up here. That's fine. Boom. I mean, we still have a bunch of the map to go around at this point, and you saw like all the strongholds I still have to clear out, and stuff like that. Honestly, I just want to get through the rest of the campaign and then start running some nightmare dungeons. I'm probably not going to post many of those, but I'm hoping to get those like on.
Why do I only hear one set of footsteps?
Probably will be more on kick, I think. I have to look up why Twitch is being dumb.
I spent a lot of time learning this code, so I hope you remember how to read it, Lorath. Because you are the last Horadrim now. My mother would have wanted me to stay with you. She believed the Horadrim had all the answers. I don't know if she'd recognize this person I'm becoming. For me to think about her right now. But then I remember you and Donan. You weren't all-knowing Horadrim.
Oh no.
You
Girl.
were bitter. You were uncertain. But you were always true friends.
Motherfucker. No. Not good.
Your imperfection gave me hope. And we will need it to face what comes next.
Of course, I'm gonna have to face the butcher.
To face him
Right?
and his brothers. I don't know how much time I have, but there has to be a better answer, and I have to find it. Alone. I know you'll want to go with me, but people have already died because I was not careful enough. I can't risk you too. If I've misjudged, the world is going to need you to survive and clean up the mistakes I leave behind.
Coin for the ferryman.
I know you don't want to hear this, but you don't get to quit. Not again. Wish me well, Lorath. Because if everything works out as I am hoping, we will never see each other again.
Well, we all know that's probably not gonna happen. Welcome to Diablo 5. Awesome. Alright, so we finished, it seems like we finished the campaign, right? And I gotta, apparently I gotta do what's known as a capstone dungeon. Oh, I have to find one of those. It's probably pretty straightforward. But yeah, that was honestly, I am really into Diablo 4. I'm still gonna like try to do like the nightmare stuff. Maybe try to get to level 100 prior to July 20th. I have 8 days right now as of time of recording to get there. Hey!
Hello!
Elite Harvey, thank you so much for the sub over here on the YouTubes. If you're watching this video, how cool is that? Yeah. So again, if you want, skip ahead. I'm just gonna watch the credits just to see if there's any Easter eggs. There's been like one game that had one, right? Doom Eternal is the only one so far that's ever had an Easter egg in the credits. And if not, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't already, join Elite and hit that sub button. It is free here on the YouTubes, and it does help. We hit 2,400 subs as the time of recording. That's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. Gnarly. But yeah, I'm probably gonna try my hardest to get to level 100 with this character. We'll see. Because I know, especially like I think it's when you hit level 80 or 85, it becomes like a super grind. Like you don't really get much in the way of XP. So yeah, and I'm glad we started with the rogue. I don't know. Again, I think my next character will be either the necromancer or the barbarian. You can see my playstyle. Like, I like to stand in, like, fight. I don't like to move around a lot. In case you couldn't tell, I'm a little chonker, so in real life I don't like to move. That's not true. Like I said, I do the elliptical every day, so. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe necromancer is cool because you get life leech, life steal. Also, you get your minion of skeletons or whatever to help, right? That could be good. But with barbarian, right? I feels like we could do a lot more damage. But not to jinx myself, but Lilith, I was kind of surprised wasn't that hard, and we got her pretty quick. So I know though, like, you're supposed to do that on Nightmare, and well, the goal would be to try to get level 4. I forget what that one's called. It's the one of Beyond Nightmare. But yeah, I could see me farming this game until Starfield comes out in September. Possibly. This could be like my main game on Twitch for a while. And again, hopefully Twitch. I gotta Google like random drop, OBS drop with Twitch. And it, knock on wood, it's only happened on Twitch. It doesn't happen on our YouTube stream. It doesn't happen on our Kick stream. So, and I know like there's a couple other people in the community I'm part of that have had that issue where like they'll be streaming, all of a sudden OBS will just whatever. So yeah. I'll put together my thoughts video on this and we'll get that out. I got a bunch of episodes to upload. Again, I'm not sure if I'm gonna post a lot of the Nightmare runs and stuff. Maybe like once I got like 100 level 100 stuff and I'm just like going through one-hitting everything. Maybe then I'll do like a video, and then you can see like what gear I'm using, what build I have. It will be interesting to play around with the Paragon stuff as well. Kind of need to figure that out. But again, this is my first ever venture into the Diablo series. I thought it was really good. I mean, I was jonesing to play this, and I'm gonna hold back definitely from starting another character until season 1 starts, because again, I think they've warned like to get the full benefits of season 1 you need to start a new character, so that's probably when I'll do my second one. Druid is also another interesting one. Sorcerer is kind of interesting. I did a lot of that though when I was playing Skyrim. Like I would do a lot of magic, kind of, back in the day. So I don't know. What other ones are? And there might be a new class that's supposed to be coming to Diablo Immortal, I think, which is the mobile version of the game, not this. And you never know, we'll probably do at some point, maybe next year, we'll do a Diablo 1, Diablo 2, and a Diablo 3 playthrough. Somebody warned me that Diablo 3 really didn't have much story to it, which I don't know. And that's fine. A lot of the fun with Diablo is just going around through the dungeons, trying to kill everything, trying to get like it is a looter, right? You just want to keep getting like the best loot and trying to like level and all that stuff. I'm glad I was able to push myself to get this done this quickly. So it gives me a little bit of window here to play around and learn some stuff, so that way when season 1 starts, maybe like I'll have a better understanding of the game and like how I want my build to go. But we won't be doing a rogue again, right? That doesn't make sense. Though I know there's like There's different, like you saw, there's different ways you can build your rogue. You don't have to do a poison build. You can do a shadow build, it looked like, was another one. And then there's also the freeze. So there were other things you could do. I thought you could turn into a bear or something, or is that just like certain classes? I guess maybe just the druid? I'm kind of wondering if I should get Baldur's Gate 3 when it comes out in a little over a month. Probably not though, because like right after that is Starfield, so that's more in my wheelhouse. I expect it to be more. I feel like Starfield's gonna be more like this, where a lot of it's I'll do the recording off stream, so that way like you get better quality, hopefully, so it's not laggy. Again, I do apologize. Like that awesome cutscene, I wasn't able to capture it. Hopefully, though, I'm probably not gonna remember. But when I start doing like the barbarian or necromancer run, when I get to that cutscene, maybe like I can slide it in here as well, so that way you can see it. But that sucked. I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about that at all. But again, fingers crossed, for the most part, the game behaved itself. This is a rare occasion. If you saw my Hogwarts Legacy playthrough, you saw it lagging all the time. And it's almost to the point where I might actually take that down. Like just make it private for now, or unlist it. And maybe we'll do another playthrough at some point of Hogwarts Legacy on like low graphics. I think I was on medium. And with most of these games nowadays, you have to turn DLSS off and ray tracing off. I don't understand why. I mean, I guess if you're not doing content, that those options are really good because it really brings out the graphics. But if you're doing content creation, I feel like most people turn those off because our CPUs can't handle it. CPUs and GPUs can't handle what it's trying to do. So, though, to be fair, Doom Eternal I played on with DLSS on, and I think ray tracing was on. Like, and that was the first time that I was able to. But again, that one we did completely off stream. And if you guys are watching this and you have a comment on DLSS and ray tracing, just let me know. Maybe there's a better way I can do it, because I would like to punch up the graphics as much as I can. Diablo 4 didn't matter for the most part because you're usually zoomed out, so like the detail isn't there, but when you zoom in you can definitely tell the difference, like especially with chains and stuff. I have seen a difference, like the detail just pops a little bit more with the better graphics on. But again, if you do ultra or high or medium, anytime you start to increase it, your GPU has to start working a little bit harder and your CPU has to work a little bit harder, so you know. But hopefully, I know my OBS crashed one other time while I was streaming on Twitch. So I don't know. I don't remember what game it was because it wasn't. Obviously, I didn't stream Dishonored, so it wasn't that. I didn't stream Doom or Doom Eternal. Well, I did do Doom. Oh, maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was Doom 2016 OBS crashed on. But yeah. The only thing I would change about this game right now would be health pots. If you have them and your health runs out, it should automatically start applying them. But as Unicorn and I were talking about a couple episodes ago, or last episode, 2 episodes ago, that might be a little too hard for them to code in. And it probably wouldn't pop all the time. That's another thing. I don't. Or you can just be smart and like be like aware. And pop them yourself, you know? I do like with point and click that it gave me a little more freedom with my keybinds. And it took a little bit of time, but I got used to it. I got a build that I like with the rogue. I thought it was pretty good. I thought poison was definitely a good way to go. But yeah, I'm gonna have to play around with the Paragon stuff. I think that's the stuff that makes you like OP, you know, over the top, powerful against the NPCs. I'm not gonna do PvP. I'm telling you that right now. No. Not with the number of hackers there are nowadays, or cheaters. Let's call them cheaters. Hackers is a little rough, but cheaters, right? People that use various cheat programs. It's not worth it. Like, I don't know. Do you lose your stuff? I gotta imagine you do, right? Or there's just no real risk, right? Except, apparently I think there's 1 or 2 areas on the map that are PvP zones. Oh, I think it's the Chapel of Hatred is where the PvP is, right? So like where we were, if you go there outside the story, maybe. You gotta have like those rose petals or whatever. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. I don't want to fight anybody. I just want to fight NPCs. I'm sure like the first dungeon I go into, it's gonna have the freaking butcher. I ran into him when I was playing with Sully. And I think Sully was on his level 50 barbarian character when we fought the butcher, and I was like level 10. Like, oh no. Please no. But yeah, hopefully we can get a good build going. And again, I don't think I'm gonna post very many videos of dungeon runs. The story was really good. The voice acting was very good. The character that plays Lorath, I believe was in Game of Thrones for a few episodes. I don't know if he played a main character. I just remember that voice and I looked it up. He was in IMDb in Game of Thrones. One character was voiced by Steve Blum, who was from Mass Effect. He played Rex or Grunt, one of the Krogan. I don't think it was Donan. I don't remember. It might have been Mephisto. It was voiced by Steve Blum. So there was a couple quote-unquote bigger named voice actors in here. If I had been paying attention, it probably says who plays who. Also, it's kind of interesting. Each class has different voice actors and actresses. So the female rogue that we played, well, I don't think she voiced like the female barbarian. I think that's what it looked like in IMDb. I could be wrong, which was interesting. I think it's coming to an end soon. And I just want to see like if there's any Easter eggs. I thought I forgot what her name was. Praval, I think. Prava. I thought based on the game preview that they showed, she gets possessed. I thought maybe in a different version of it she does. Sneak peek. What other words am I trying to think of? Preview. Commercial. The commercial for Diablo 4. But yeah, all in all, it was a very solid game. Right now, the front runners for Game of the Year are obviously Diablo 4, Hogwarts Legacy, and probably Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And I would say Diablo 4 and Zelda are probably more of a front runner than Hogwarts Legacy. Because Hogwarts Legacy, I will be honest, again, recording wise, had a few issues with the frames and stuff, but they fixed pretty quick. They fixed it pretty quick. But then again, maybe if people were using lower graphics, it would have been better. But Hogwarts Legacy was a great way to start off 2023. It was like a shot in the arm to all gamers. Like people that didn't think they were gonna get it, got it, and it was a great experience. Obviously I didn't play Legend of Zelda. I haven't played one of those since the original NES days, to tell you the truth. I have no real I don't want to sound bad, but I have like no real interest in playing Legend of Zelda. We do have a Switch somewhere. I think it's upstairs. Not plugged in. We had it plugged in when we lived in the other house. I have no problem with Nintendo. It's like it's good, but I don't know. It's not my favorite thing, right? If I was gonna play on a console, I'd probably play on Xbox. But so my guess is right now, Diablo 4 is probably the top front runner. Because I did hear some people complain about certain things in Zelda. And it also depends, like how quickly like the population dies off of Diablo 4, right? That will also have an impact. And it will also come down to Starfield, right? How good that is. Remnant 2 is getting a lot of PR at the moment, but I don't think it's going to have enough following to keep it in the conversation for Game of the Year. So I think Starfield is the last game that will come out that will have an opportunity, assuming that it's clean, for Game of the Year. If it comes out and it's just a super buggy mess, it's dead at that point. So it'll be interesting. I mean, you might say Phantom Liberty's DLC, so not going to be Game of the Year, right? And then Stalker 2 was supposed to come out this year. I don't know if that's still a thing. My understanding is the devs are located in Ukraine, so obviously, things are going on there to prevent or slow down people from doing their job, which is not good. So it'll be interesting to see. Come the end of the year, like what games people are talking about. I feel like a lot of people have stopped playing Hogwarts Legacy. I was thinking about doing, or when I was originally playing it, I was going to do a second playthrough, but other things have come up since then that I wanted to get into, such as Dishonored, Doom Eternal. So, and then I still got Prey, and I still have Death Stranding that I would like to do this year. Just based on things though, those might get pushed until next year. Also, RimWorld, I'd like to get into that. Satisfactory at some point, I think I'd like to get into that. I still have Subnautica below zero, Sub-Zero. I think it's below zero. So I have that to get into. It's a good problem to have. It's a good problem when you have a backlog like that. I still have New World. I really haven't played. The only thing I've ever done in New World was like chop down trees and increase a bunch of skills. Just doing that kind of stuff. I really haven't done any questing in New World. That's another one. You know, like Cyberpunk, we could do another playthrough. Like, I was talking with Winter One, he was in my chat earlier. Another playthrough of that, maybe a Nomad play through instead of Corpo. Played that on medium, didn't I? But like I had ray tracing and DLSS medium on or something like that. And there's a fast forward button. Rip. Let's do that. Yeah. That's cool. That's a cool little feature. I didn't expect. But all in all, solid game. I'm gonna save my rating until my deliberation video. I'm hemming and hawing on it a little bit. A little bit. Alright, we're almost... Oh, maybe not. Looked like it was getting to that point in the credits. Oh, there we go. Probably close. Unfortunately, there weren't... I don't think there were any bugs in this game, to be honest. That's kind of rare to say nowadays. But pretty solid game. And of course there'll be more content to come out, like with every season that comes out. There was the voice actors. Missed it, but that's alright. Okay, I could go back, but I really don't care that much. I can just go to IMDb. Thank God for IMDb at this point, you know? And if you're not aware, yes, IMDb not only for TV shows and movies, but for video games as well. You can go in there, look up people. And actual games. Like you can type in Diablo 4 and it'll tell you the full cast of everybody that voiced anything for the game and what character they played, or characters. Yeah, I'm glad I played it. I'm glad I got it. I'm glad I played it when I did. Oh. And okay, so Lilith has been defeated, but there's still much to do. Level up to take on new challenges across the continent. Complete Whispers of the Dead. Participate in Helltide.
Hello.
Ah, holy crap! People are subbing. I appreciate it. Challenge, participate in Helltide and challenge yourself in nightmare dungeons to gain valuable items and crafting materials to progress your character. Unlocking world tiers to access more features. When you're strong enough to face the echoes of Lilith in the final world. That's scary stuff. Alright. Where are we? No, just lower ass. Alright. So what is this gonna be? World Tier 3 Nightmare. Oh, Whispers of the Dead. Speak with Laura. Spared one. So this is probably gonna unlock like the capstone thing. And then obviously we still have like a ton of side quests all around the world to do. We are level 50. We're gonna have to start thinking about Paragon, like how I want to do stuff with that. Ultimately, where I want to go. So this is. Wait, is this it? Armor and dexterity, damage and dexterity, and then this is strength. So, I feel like there's more to it than that. There's also glyphs that need to be done. But for now, I feel like we're going to call it there. And if you liked the episode, go ahead and give it a like. If you're new to this channel and you want to help us grow, you can do it for free by smashing that sub button. Stay awesome, stay safe, YouTube. We'll talk again later. Bye.